You can bring him.
No, I'm not.
Hello.
So I'm not gonna bring him in.
Oh my.
So
can't be trusted.
Mike, do you see him?
Yep, I see him.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna ban him. I'm gonna kick from studio. Kick him out. Do you promise to stop, Dad? Okay. I'll bring you in when you stop. I'm sorry, Ange. He's being.
What is the creepy face?
He does this because Mom says that he looks grumpy all the time, so he does this really weird smile,
like this or something like his face.
He's like the whole time. I kicked him out. Backstage.
Oh, I tell Jeff he's grumpy too, so it must be a guy thing. Except Matt's not grumpy, is he?
No, he's happy. So
I heard Jeff in there. Why is Jeff grumpy? You are grumpy.
Not cool, man.
Then stop doing it.
Now it's just.
He's ridiculous. Garrett was in first.
Hey, Garrett.
When I made the stream, he came in. Julio, welcome in. Hi, everyone. Has anyone tried the new banana-flavored popcorn at Disneyland Park? Well, we've never been over to Disneyland. So that's a question for Garrett. And I don't think he has. So, Christine, what's up? Hopefully this notification goes out.
I haven't seen it yet.
See, it was weird because last night when I went on with Chris, his notification went out
Oh, I just got it.
So quick. If you guys haven't seen Chris's stream from last night,
just came out.
All right. Last night was hilarious.
I had to go to bed. I worked overtime this morning.
We did that game where everyone draws something and then you guess what it is.
Yeah, that looks fun.
And I got Flipperzilla.
Mm-hmm.
So I drew this really horrible version of a dolphin Godzilla. And it was really horrible. I'm gonna make that my profile picture now. I'm gonna turn Flipperzilla into my profile picture on YouTube.
Yeah, do that.
Tim, what's up? Jeffrey Resendez, welcome in. So today we're going to be talking about the last episode. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Mike.
So we're going to be talking about the last episode of the Loki series that was out. Surf Bum, what's up? All right. Enjoy the episode. You should go watch it. It was really good. I really liked it. I saw some mixed reviews online. Some people were not liking it at all. I loved it. There will be a lot of spoilers, Tim.
Yeah.
Hi. All right, 1 second.
Is it Grogu?
Okay.
You need one.
I do. Yeah. Sorry.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Is that Billy?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say hi, Billy.
Aunt Donna, you want to say hi?
Oh, that's yours. I don't want to drink that soda.
Aunt Donna. You want to say hi?
No,
to all my friends?
Aunt Donna is a hot mess and tired.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Aunt Donna.
My aunt is just in my house.
Hi.
There you go.
I don't know why she's here. She just opened the door.
She just shows up.
She does. She just shows up in our house out of nowhere. I don't know.
That's nice.
All the time.
I was very confused the first time that happened, but
I'll wake up in the morning and she'll be not opening my bedroom door, being wake up. I'll be like, why are you in my house?
Wake up. I'm here.
What's up? Welcome in. So, I don't know if my notification went out to everybody or just
I seen it.
4
Yeah,
people. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm looking forward to talking about this episode. It's gonna be fun. Sadly, Russ couldn't join us today. Because he had work, so he wasn't able to join us, sadly, because I feel like he would have had a lot of the context that we needed regarding the comics, because none of us have read the comics. But I guess we can go around. Everyone can kind of say how they felt about the episode. And you can go first.
Oh boy. Well, so it ended. I didn't quite understand a lot of it, so I was hoping that you all could enlighten me. I know that you said it helps to watch some of the YouTube videos and things like that. So, I mean, I was totally confused by the gentleman, he who shall not be named, or he who is last left,
He who remains.
He who remains. I'm like, we'll call him Can we call him Voldemort, or do we know his name?
Just call him
It's called Kang.
Kang.
Who?
Kang.
So Ange.
Fang.
No,
Kang.
Kang, like the drink?
Kang.
I'm gonna put it in private chat.
Kang.
Like a K.
Okay. Kang. We'll talk about Kang. I was totally confused. I don't know why was he the last one?
All right.
Why did he make it all the way to the end?
We'll explain.
Okay.
But how did you feel overall about, the episode and the ending of the show?
I still have no feelings about it. It was hard for me to follow. It really was. I wasn't a big fan. And I think I wanted to like it. There were lots of things that I did like. But as a whole, I would say that I liked it the least out of, WandaVision, Winter Soldier, and But anyway, I think maybe once I understand it more, maybe that'll help.
Yeah. So. I also think, because the way that I've been thinking about it is that obviously this is all very new and very confusing.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to look at it is that we will have answers eventually.
Yeah.
Things will make sense eventually when Multiverse of Madness comes out. Doctor Strange will explain it. Yes,
okay.
Dad.
The problem comes down to is if they don't answer questions and they just keep asking new questions, you're going to lose some of those audience.
But I don't think they're going to just keep asking new questions. I think they're going to answer the questions with Multiverse of Madness. I think that's the point of the movie. I don't feel like they would just call a movie Multiverse of Madness and not explain the multiverse. Because I feel
what movie is this?
Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness. That's going to be coming out next year.
Okay, so that's the name of his movie.
That movie is going to answer all of our questions. We just have to, we waited so long between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
We can wait a little while for this movie to have answers.
I agree.
So long for answers regarding Endgame. So,
yes.
I feel like, as Marvel fans, we've all had to be very patient regarding content. And I feel like we just have to keep doing that.
Yep, that makes sense.
I'm really excited to see the new Doctor Strange movie because I love the first one.
Yes.
Did you?
I love Doctor Strange.
I have to watch it again. I have to watch a lot of these things again, I feel like. You know what I mean? Just to kind of refresh my memory and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and Multiverse of Madness is the horror genre. It is considered a horror movie. So that's going to be weird.
Maybe we'll get a hey y'all for Miss Minutes and that.
Miss Minutes jump scared us in this episode, I have to say.
Yeah, she was kind of creepy.
But I think this is the way that I've been looking at it. None of this makes sense right now because we're just learning. We're getting all of this stuff without context. The best way to look at it, I think, you're in Loki's shoes here. Loki doesn't know what's going on either. Loki has no context.
Yes.
We don't either. So I feel that we are in his shoes where we're eventually going to learn what's going on. But as of right now, we are kind of in the dark. And I feel like that's the point of it. Because if they wanted us to have context, they would. They wouldn't just throw us into it and expect us to know. The only people who are kind of expected to know are the people who read the comics. So people like us, we don't read the comics. I've just started reading Loki comics, but that's nothing to do with it. I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I felt bad that, Mobius, he didn't even know him at the end. I'm like, are you kidding me? All this progress we've made?
That was really
I'm
frustrated
done.
about the episode.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I
was
did not
a fan
like
of
that.
Like,
That
I
turned me
enjoyed the
off.
show. I enjoyed all the moving pieces, but
Uh-huh.
at the end of the last episode, I just felt very frustrated with how everything.
Yeah, I
was
wanted there
left.
to be a conclusion, but
Yes.
we do know that we are getting a second season. We are definitely going to be getting a second season. Tim, I'm sure it'll be like, it's not going to be like a gory horror movie. I think it's just going to be more darker tones.
I think it might more along the lines of I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, where there's not a lot of
Yep.
more jump scares
It's gonna-
into that.
It's
The-
going to
the
be more like
suspense.
suspenseful. Yeah, it's going to be more like we're kind of doomed right now, and this is we got to fix it. That kind
We're
of
more
thing.
like
Not like we're going to be getting like serial killer, gory stuff.
Mhm.
Are
don't
we
think you're
talking
gonna
about the Doctor Strange movie? Is going to
Yeah.
be like
Right.
that?
I don't
Oh.
well, I think the Doctor Strange movie is going to be more like your Halloween, the
It's gonna be
original
more
Halloween,
suspenseful.
Oh, I don't like
suspenseful
anything
horror.
like that.
You don't like the original Halloween? There's no
No.
gore involved. It's just
It's not.
No.
I think the point of the Doctor Strange movie is that it's going to be more of the darker tones of like we're all kind of doomed and we got to figure out how to fix it, and it's a little suspenseful because we all might die or something like that, but not
Okay.
in the sense of like.
But
someone's
even the first Doctor Strange movie had a bit of an edge or a bit of a horror
Yes,
to
it
it
was
anyway.
pretty edgy.
Did
I-
it? Okay.
Yeah, because you figure the whole mirror verse and how they went apart it, the Dormammu scene.
Like those were all kind of scary. Like if you showed those to a kid would find those things to be a little scary.
Yeah. Okay. I hear
Chris,
you.
what's up? Carol, welcome in.
Hey guys.
So, Dad, what did you think of the episode and the end of the season? What did you think?
Well, like I said, it needs. I'm gonna have to need answers, some answers
We're
before they
going
start
to
asking
get
more
answers.
questions. Not a bad one. It was interesting. I mean, for someone who likes time travel movies, this definitely didn't like totally wow me as far as
They're
time
not
travel.
trying to wow you. They're trying to tell a story.
But I understand that. I just, it seems like Marvel makes up their own time travel rules and they can change them whenever they want. To me, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Jeff.
Not that it means much. I did like the show. I did like the series.
I saw what Jeff said, and I think the thing is that we're not developing all of our answers quick enough for people like Jeff who want the answers right away. So I feel that maybe in the future, once we do have access to those answers, Jeff will be more interested in actually watching them because he'll have that immediate satisfaction of knowing the answers.
Right.
You know, I think Marvel is taking a chance with doing all of this stuff and basically being like,
Mm-hmm.
wait and see. But you know what? I feel like they've always done that for us. I just think it's that they're involving more complicated things.
Yeah.
I think they could have left this cliffhanger for an end scene credit like they did WandaVision.
What?
But, well, like WandaVision, you had the end scene credit where she was in the back room going through the Dark Spell book. They could have done a end credit scene with Loki that gave us that cliffhanger. They should have wrapped something up and then gave us the cliffhanger so we
I
had
feel
something
like we
expected.
did have a cliffhanger though. The multiverse has been created.
I understand that. I'm just saying it's kind of like even with Wanda, when you looked at WandaVision all as an encompassing show, it gave us a start, it gave us an end, and then they moved on to the continuation, which will go into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They could have kind of given us a start, kind of give us an ending in Loki, and then given us that little juicy bite that says, "Hey, we're still coming back."
So you're saying like they didn't really resolve anything by the end of
To
the
me, it didn't seem like
Right.
they resolved anything.
Hi, Amy.
And I think that's part of the reason why, like Kenzie said, they made it a point to say there's going to be Loki will be back.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
I mean-
mean? Wanda, we don't know. They never said she was coming back. They never said anything about that. So
we
that
knew
was
it
our
was a one-off
ending.
series.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say, all right, so this at the end of this episode, we could have
Mhm.
seen something where when she kills the man who remains or the person who remains,
He
and then gave us somewhat of a nice little ending And then that end scene credit could have been the introduction of the new Kang coming in to restructure. In other words,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
where does this one guy come from? We're going to have to wait until it comes back
Yeah.
before we
And
get an
I don't
idea of where Kang in this new
Yes.
TVA works for, or how he
personally,
became about.
personally, I don't think that that's an issue that they did leave it where they left it. I thought it was fine because because personally I know that I'm going to watch everything Marvel makes. I know, and I'm okay being patient about it because I've always had to be patient with Marvel. I saw Infinity War in theaters. I watched Endgame in theaters. I had to wait a very long time between those movies to have, you know, a conclusion. So I'm personally I'm okay waiting for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's fine personally. I can understand where everybody else is coming from. You know, I don't think this ended in the way that everybody wanted to, but I also feel that Marvel wasn't trying to really please anybody with it. I think Marvel was just trying to be like, this is going to get bigger and you just have to wait it out.
Y'all gonna have to wait.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a prequel to all of the craziness that's going to happen because we've got so much that's going to be coming out. You know, Spider-Man, that's going to have to do with the multiverse because you've got the 3 different Peter Parkers coming in. You've got Multiverse of Madness. You have the Eternals. You've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, but I don't think that has to do with anything with the multiverse. I think that's more of a on its own origin story that's going to probably move into more stuff. But, you know, I think they're trying to build something really big here. And
Which
I'm loving it.
I can understand that, and I don't have a problem with them moving into. Listen, if the Phase 4 is going to be all about the multiverse, which is a good idea, don't get me wrong, that's a great idea about the whole multiverse. I just think, just like they did with the movies, they gave us a kind of a solution to every movie before they moved on and gave us a hint of something else to come.
Doing that. They stopped giving you they stopped giving you a conclusive ending when Infinity War happened. Infinity War that was them basically being like, you're not going to get you're not going to get a happy ending every time you watch one of our movies now. You know what I mean? I feel like that was what Infinity War was kind of telling us.
And Jeff in the comments saying this is a prequel to what's coming. This might be a great spot for DC to step up and take over. The problem is that DC really has to start from ground up because what DC's been trying to do is just take and utilize what they have. I mean, they got Suicide's coming, but this almost looks like a sequel to the first Suicide Squad. They got some of the same character, and who knows? DC really has to build from ground up, just like Marvel did, and give us one-offs and then build up to it. Right now, Marvel had this big ending with Infinity War and Endgame. They have to start off small and move back up to where they were. And the only problem is I think maybe they're thinking everything they put out, everybody's going to just buy into it because it's Marvel. They weren't 100% on, they didn't know what they were doing when they put out The Incredible Hulk and Iron Man. Even though The Incredible Hulk was in conjunction with another studio, they didn't know how far this was going. The only problem is now they've reached that end game, and now they have to rebuild. But they're going into this rebuild phase as you're going to be here no matter what. And I don't want that. I want do something, give us interested, build up to the next 10 years. That's just my opinion. Again, my opinion doesn't mean anybody has to agree with my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
I agree. Yeah. I think, personally, I just really enjoy everything that Marvel's been doing. I know I personally am going to continue watching everything. And I feel like right now they're just in that like low point where, like Endgame finished and, we're kind of like dealing with the consequences of Endgame. And, it's going to take a while for them to build back up to the movies of like Infinity War and Endgame.
Right.
And I feel like this is probably more of a reflection on the beginning of, Marvel, where they were putting out things that we're going to build into something bigger. And now it just has a different context.
Yeah, was about like setting up for all the other stuff they're going to do, and it was also
Yeah.
about like all of Loki's character development. Like he
Yep.
got a lot of development.
He
during
did.
that.
He got
Oh,
a
he
lot of
absolutely
great
did.
development.
Which I understand that, but again, go back to what you started with. You know what I mean? Go back to giving us, like that first Iron Man, open and closed, gave you an ending to that current story in the movie. They technically could have made a Loki movie and given us a beginning, end, and then finished us with, but they built it out over those 6 seasons. But they could have easily taken a lot of the stuff that was in this 6 episodes, and made a good hour and a half to hour 45-minute Loki movie. And then gave us an end credit scene.
That would have been a lot to take in, though, don't you think?
It's too much. I personally really liked how they did this with the different episodes. I thought that was the best way to give us the story, because I feel like everything that happened in the Loki series, if you saw that in like a 2-hour, 2.5-hour movie, that's too much in one sitting. That's too much like information. You know what I mean?
And I understand. This was a way to flesh out a lot of the character and a lot of the character development, but we got the same kind of character development in shorter movies. There was a lot of fluff, and you got to admit, there's always a lot of fluff. But I liked it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying that they could have taken this and made a good hour and a half movie, like they did with Black Widow, or like they did with the first Iron Man movie, and kind of gave us something. So hey, we're building back up to this next big event that's coming up. I'm not disagreeing with you, Kent. I like the show. I liked everything they did with it. I'm gonna like and watch Loki in the future. I'm just saying, as a broad spectrum, they approached it almost like the comic books. Here we are. We're going to give it to you, and they have to read as it.
And I think too, they're trying this new idea of, these little mini shows rather than a full length movie. They're trying out the series and how that, and it works. I feel like it works. It's just, they're trying something different besides just your regular run of the mill movie. So, because they're trying to do the whole Disney Plus thing too, I think. So, yeah.
So Chris said this phase is not at all like when Hulk and Iron Man started or the introduction of the Infinity Stones. We're seeing a setup, not just a few phases. You're seeing the setup for the future of the MCU. Yeah, that's how I've been looking. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
Right, right.
I think they're setting up for something bigger. And
Yes.
we're getting, I think it's going in a good direction.
Yeah, with all the branches that they showed, the sky's the limit at this point.
It is, and that's what's awesome about it, is because we can get so many different things. We can get so many different stories about so many different people, and the possibilities are endless. And personally, as someone who loves Marvel and someone who loves Disney, that's appealing to me.
Right. Right.
This would be a good chance to bring the X-Men into the
This is a wonderful time to maybe bring X-Men into it. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I love the X-Men, and I've always, I think it would be really cool if they were able to do that.
Yeah.
So I got to say, the opening credits of this episode was
cool.
Awesome to me. Giving us sound bites on top of the opening credits scene and mixed in with some real world stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
I liked the opening credits. And at first, when I started watching it last night, I'm like, there's a lot of talking, and I've never seen talking and never heard talking during this opening credit scene. I thought it was awesome. Then you have like the whole Big Bang, the 2 wormholes, just so much stuff in that little bit of time.
Yeah, that was pretty
I thought
cool.
it was an excellent opening of the show itself. Probably one of the best opening sequences I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It
was neat.
I thought it was really cool because it was kind of like, once they moved out of that, it showed that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically being like, all of this is in the timeline. This is the context of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And And it is kind of emotional when you're listening to all of those sound bites from
Mhm.
Marvel, because you're like hearing all of these things and it makes you think about how much we've gone through.
Yes.
Especially that Vision quote.
Oh, the Vision quote made me
Yes.
cry. I was so sad.
Yeah. But you're right, Kenzie. It does make you think about all it's brought us up to this point.
Mhm.
So, for sure.
And I got to say, the acting. I mean, we had the jump scare by Mrs. Miss Minutes. The jump scare was awesome. And what about the temptation offer that she was like, "Hey, listen,
Yeah.
he's going to give you what you want. He's going to give you the throne of Asgard. He's going to give you the killing of Thanos. And you both can live in the same timeline together." So
Yes.
it just seems so interesting how it was like the apple. It was like all the way back to the beginning of the temptation that she gave. And then when you finally see the guy, excellent actor, excellent portrayal of the man, of the person that was, what's he called? The person.
He who
He who
remains.
shall not be named. Oh, sorry.
Voldemort.
That's
Yeah.
Voldemort. Excellent
So do
acting.
you think he would have done that? Do you think he really could have done that? Would he have done that? What do you
No.
think?
No,
I
he
think
wouldn't have.
I
No.
think.
Did he have the power to do that? No. Or does
he
he?
probably does. Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. But he wouldn't have done it. Okay.
No.
probably not. And like, I thought it was really interesting when we met him. You know, I'm going to call him Kang because that's easier than saying he who remains.
Mhm.
Or the Wizard of Oz.
We know
Like-
it's Kang. We know that he is a variant of Kang the Conqueror. The whole idea behind he explains it a little bit that, you know, there was a point in time where a variant of himself discovered the multiverse.
Mhm.
So he was able to communicate with other versions of himself, other variants of himself, and he kind of opened up this wormhole to have war between all of these different timelines. So
Mhm.
versions of himself fighting versions of himself, creating this massive war. And, you know, the idea is that he is the one that's making the rest of him, the rest of the variants of himself not fight. Like he is the reason that this war is not happening. And he basically tells them, you can kill me and create, you know, all out war, all out chaos, and you can, you know, destroy basically the timeline, or you guys can go back and rule the TVA. You guys can be in charge of it.
Mhm.
And, you know, obviously, and this really frustrated me, Sylvie won't believe anything anybody tells her. She has gone
No.
her entire life not trusting anybody. So even if someone plainly tells the truth to her face, she will not believe it.
Right.
And that's what was frustrating, was because, you know, Loki himself, he's like, we're going to unleash something horrible, but all she can think about is vengeance. So, you know.
But you got to remember, she's a Loki. So when she sees and hears our Loki talk to her about, you know, what we might unleash, what we do this, she's got to remember, it's like, is this Loki telling me what I would tell myself? So she's always not going to believe in herself, so she's not going to believe that he's going to tell her the truth.
I know, but I feel that they've gone through so much together.
You would
I
think.
felt that she would have more common sense.
Yeah, you would think. You would think.
And that's what really frustrated me.
Yeah, because she trusted that one lady who I can't remember her name. She trusted her like right away, and maybe that burned her. And then she thought, I'm not trusting anybody anymore. I don't know.
I just thought it was really frustrating.
Yeah.
And then she did the whole diversion, and, you know, kicks him out.
Yeah.
It was just really frustrating. Hi, Garrett.
I agree.
And like obvious, everyone's gonna be weird about the whole like she kissed him, but she did not kiss him in a romantic way. She kissed him as a diversion. That's, I feel, that is important that people take into consideration, is that, you know, she wasn't kissing him because she was in love with him, because that's weird, because they're like the same person. She kissed him because she's trying to get him out.
Yeah.
She could have punched him in the stomach.
She needed him to be vulnerable. That was what it was. She needed him to be vulnerable for a moment so she could grab that temp pad and kick him out.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. Punching him in the stomach wouldn't have helped.
Because he would have bounced right back. She needed him to be solitary.
Yeah. Good point. Okay. Good point.
Like, I feel like people just read into things certain ways, and like everyone feels that everything is only one way, and like there's different contexts.
Mhm.
And I just feel like people don't look at those contexts.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? But yeah, and then the whole mind wipe of Mobius, that was very frustrating.
Mhm.
So wait a minute. Was it a mind wipe of him, or was it just that Loki was put back into a time? I thought he was put back into a I don't know, what would we call it? When Mobius hadn't met him yet, or it was just like it was starting over or something.
No, it's still that timeline because the time is different. So that's the same Mobius. Mobius has already gone through all of these things with him. When Ravonna left Mobius in her office, he was mind wiped. He does not remember who he is. He does not remember he's a variant. And that's why people don't know that they're variants, is because their minds have been wiped.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you said it. I thought Loki was in like a different timeline now, and it was.
That's what I thought at first too.
Okay.
He thought he was in a different TVA, but this is the same TVA because there's only one TVA. The TVA. There's actually a theory out there that the TVA is in the quantum realm because time moves differently there. There's like a theory about that. So
other people there would know who Loki is. It's just Mobius who doesn't.
Mobius and Hunter, what? B-15?
Correct.
Mobius and Hunter B-15 have both had their minds wiped because she also knew that she was a variant.
Got it. Oh, okay.
Neither of them know anymore.
Oh, jeez.
Did she actually get her mind wiped? Because last we saw her, she was still in that cell, wasn't she?
No, she was with Mobius.
Oh,
they were both looking at
the last time we seen her, she was bringing in the other hunters to the high school where Ravonna was working as a principal in 2018.
Yeah, that was weird.
And that was her proving we're variants.
Yes. What's her name? Ravenna. So does Ravenna believe it? Does Ravonna believe it now? Or she didn't see herself as that principal.
She didn't see herself. So what B-15 was doing was trying to introduce all these other workers, other hunters, to the fact that they're all there's a different version of them somewhere else.
Yes, because they were all like, "Wow, that was Ravonna." Yeah.
See, I have a different take. Once Sylvie was killed, that current Kang that we've seen, before she pushed him back into that porthole, she pushed him back to the TVA. But once she kills that Kang, a different Kang pretty much restructures all of the TVA, and that didn't include Loki ever showing up to the TVA. So they have no idea no idea who Loki is because they never had that interaction with Loki in the past.
That's what I was thinking. It was something like that, like something goofy like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Again, we won't know for sure until we see the next season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm hoping we get it kind of around the same time next year. You know, I'm hoping we don't have to wait like 2 years for the next season.
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe we'll get that. You know, maybe we'll get that right before the Multiverse of Madness movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to see that right beforehand, and I want to, you know, that lead straight into it. But I don't think Loki is in Multiverse of Madness. They've said nothing about Loki's character being in it. Scarlet Witch is in it. We already know that Wanda's going to be in Multiverse of Madness, but we haven't seen anything about we haven't seen anything about that.
Uh-oh.
What's up,
Garrett? Look at Garrett. He's trying to stir the pot.
Yeah. But I think I liked the season. I liked the episode.
Yeah. There's just a lot that's still unanswered that we'll just have to be patient for to get at least some idea of what's going on. So,
Mhm. And like I
But
said,
yeah.
I feel like, we're not going to get answers right away.
right.
And I feel like it'll work itself out. It's not like they're just never going to answer any of our questions ever.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not what they've answered questions.
Yeah. And I mean, look how bummed we were, at least me, like, look how devastated we were at the end of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And we still love Grogu,
Mhm.
but it's kind of lessened a little bit now. We've kind of not forgotten about him, but it's kind of settled. So
Yeah.
when the Mandalorian comes back, if Grogu's not in it right away, we're going to be okay, because
Mhm.
there's so many other things that have had,
Yeah.
over time, we don't feel as passionate about it. I know at first I was like, they better bring Grogu back, and I will be so upset if the Mandalorian doesn't bring him back. So, but time has passed. We're a little. We've had to wait. I mean, we know how to wait. We can do it. It's just not always the easiest thing. So,
Mhm. I feel that if this season was a standalone season, like WandaVision, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we would have had a conclusive ending.
Mhm.
yeah,
Maybe,
not
yes.
What?
Yeah, I agree there.
yeah. So, yes, I agree too.
But
Yeah.
since we're getting I would be more upset if we weren't getting that second season. If we weren't getting another season, I would be really upset about the ending. But
Right.
because I know that we're getting another one, I'm not.
Right.
Because we know that they're going to go somewhere with it. They're going
Yes.
to give us more answers. So I'm okay with the fact that they ended it the way that they ended it.
Yeah.
I still think it was great.
Oh,
And
I do too. I'm just saying. It was a little hard for me to wrap my head around it until I watched other explanations from comic book nerds. And that's the thing. I'm not a comic book nerd, so I don't know much about the comic books and where they're taking the storyline into the show itself.
Yeah.
I feel like because they're introducing something that's new, it's going to take time for people to adjust to it.
Yes, I agree. And I haven't watched any of the explanations or anything like that. So I'm just going by what I talked with you guys about. That's really it. So, yeah. And I'm already limited as to what I can absorb as it is. So,
yeah. Well, I want to go back and I want to rewatch some of the old. I want to watch Ragnarok. I miss Ragnarok Loki.
I've been waiting.
I know we will. We will.
Well, it's interesting because Zach went back and watched Thor. He hadn't even watched Thor before because he's been watching Loki with us, and he's like, "Wow, it makes more sense now." Putting all those pieces together, more pieces with Loki, like he understands more about him and things like that.
Hi, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also saw some people complaining that, Loki didn't get any character development or that Loki, was acting out of character, but I feel that everyone's always really looked at Loki as this, throne-wanting villain.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like that's what he is, though. I feel like they kind of explained that that's not really what he wants. He wants to be and he wants a family.
Yeah, and this is the first time he's cared about anyone outside of his
himself.
He cared about himself because Sylvie is himself.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of the thing, was that he's never actually cared about himself. He's never really truly loved who he is. So I think that was the whole thing around Sylvie, was that it's not that he was in love with Sylvie, he was learning to love who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But we had that harsh reminder that Sylvie isn't him. Sylvie is this, extremely traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
She's grown up in apocalypses.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah.
She basically said, I was arrested before you ever existed to him.
Yeah.
She's been going through this for so long.
Yes. She's the version of Loki that he could have been had he been put under all that stress and pressure and everything.
Basically, yeah. And, obviously, people think he's acting out of character, but
he's developing.
And that's the thing. He is developing. He's learning to not be the villain.
Yes.
And, they offered him everything he's ever wanted. You know,
Mhm.
the throne of Asgard, you know, to rule, you know, basically
Midgard,
anything
everything.
he wanted. Like they
Yep.
just gave him the choice.
And he didn't do it.
Yeah.
He said no.
He decided not to because he doesn't want those things anymore.
I don't even think he ever did want those things. Like he was like, I feel like it's always just been a show.
Yeah, like probably the main reason he did want him was for attention
Yeah.
more than anything
Well,
else.
well, there's the whole thing with his father and
Mhm.
all of you know, the issues of Asgard on its own.
And I know at the one point when he was talking to Mobius, he was saying, yeah, like, you know, the reason why I've done pretty much all of these horrible things was for attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Garrett said he liked the show.
Like I said, I did too. I'm not saying that the show was horrible. I just
Yeah,
like to
me
have
too.
answers.
I know. I understand. And I respect other people's opinions regarding it. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I just want people to have context. And I want people to, you know, have, you know, other, like, I feel like it's good to have other points of views.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What's up, Walt? Loki needing a blanket.
Oh, Walt.
He's a frost giant. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I personally, Ragnarok Loki is my favorite of the Lokis because he has the most development with his brother and all that. But
Get help.
get help. Oh, and then the whole thing with what was I gonna say? I lost it.
The whole thing with
I don't remember.
probably
what I
about
was
one of the
gonna say.
movies, how
I
Loki
don't
would.
remember.
Okay,
I've lost
I
it.
tried.
So, what are you guys looking forward to coming up in the Marvel world? Because we've got like 20 minutes left, and I was gonna see if we wanted to end a little bit early, just because this was a very open-ended ending
Right.
of the season, and I just, you know, I'm not sure how much we actually have to talk about.
It's hard to analyze something that doesn't have a clear resolution.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what do we want to do? Are we hosting next week? Or who's hosting next week? And are we talking Black Widow?
I was thinking we could talk Black Widow next. Yeah.
We could do that.
I don't know if Ange wants to host since I hosted last week.
I can. So let me just double check something. Jeff is flying back to Pittsburgh. He will be back Saturday, though, I think.
All right.
So
Has
be
he
here.
watched Black Widow yet?
no, we still have to go. We still have to see
You
it.
guys gotta go watch it. It's so good.
So I mean, we can plan on doing Black Widow on Sunday.
Okay.
I think that would be a good way to kind of give us a nice little Marvel, and then we have to figure out: do we want to take a break for a couple weeks? I mean, we're in the middle of August. I know I'm crazy busy, but
Yeah.
I know Ken's. I know she wants to try to put together a show. If you've been talking about it, I think Ken's needs to start thinking if she wants to do another show, putting that together before she goes back to school or right after she goes back to school.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking if we were gonna go into anything next, it would be like Harry Potter or something.
Which I'm fine with too.
Like we would maybe take a little bit of a break from Marvel while things develop.
Mm-hmm.
I barely remember the plots of those movies. I've
The
seen
Harry
all
Potter
of them
ones?
once.
Oh, really?
5 years ago.
Yeah.
So you would be looking forward to then watching them again, Matt? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd like to watch Harry Potter again. I haven't watched Harry Potter in forever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Abby would enjoy talking about that.
Oh, she really would. So
Is Jeff a Harry Potter fan?
he likes it. I mean, I think, like I said, now since we're down here, like seeing Universal and stuff, I think it's got him definitely more interested in it. So
Yeah, we should look into maybe doing Harry Potter.
okay. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, we did all of Lord of the Rings. We did Star Wars, Mandalorian. We haven't done all of the Star Wars movies themselves, but we've done The Mandalorian.
Yeah. When does Mandalorian start up again? Do we even know? Or they really haven't given us a date? Is it supposed to be October of 2022?
I don't remember.
I thought it was supposed to be.
I know Book of Boba is this year, but I don't know
Book
when
of
it
Fett was supposed to be
again.
December, so I don't know if they were supposed to follow right after Book of Fett, and then we have Obi-Wan series that's supposed to be coming out.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
Oh, I'm excited about that. Ewan McGregor, yeah.
And then there's a couple of different things coming out with the Star Wars universe. You know, you have, like we've already talked Book of Fett. We got the Obi-Wan. Then there's I think there's a couple more. I think Rogue Squad's out there and somewhere in the works.
I feel like people are more interested in the live action ones than the
right, and that's the thing.
That's been a big thing.
I mean,
like the cartoons.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody's super into the Bad Batch.
No,
as far
I tried.
As discussion wise,
I really tried. It was just, it was hard to get into that. So
I haven't seen any of it yet.
Yeah.
so
yeah, Ange, what do you got coming up? I think I'm gonna end a little bit early.
Okay, so we have some vlogs coming out. Like I said, Jeff's going to be traveling back to Pittsburgh on Tuesday, so the plan is maybe for me to still stream on Thursday, like the Dream with Our Pals, but I might do it from home. We'll have to see. I may not. I don't know if I'm going to go to a park. And then Saturday morning, we have our 11 o'clock stream. I might just do a little bit of time at the park and call it a day. But that's really what we have coming up. Some vlogs. So.
All right, cool.
Nice. Dad, what do you got coming up?
Work. Again, if you're subscribed to me, just keep an eye out. I usually drop it in Turkey Coop, whether or not I'm streaming or not. So it's just been crazy. So hopefully I'm around.
Yeah.
Ken's.
Garrett wants to know what the A on your hat means, Ange. Does it stand for Angela?
It's Angela. No, it actually means Avalon, New Jersey. But I liked it because it has the A on it, which is my initial. And it's green. So
Loki.
Loki. It's my Loki hat for today.
Garrett wants to know what you like to watch. You watch.
I like to watch. I'll watch pretty much anything.
He likes Star Wars, Marvel, TV shows.
I'm still learning a lot about the cinematic world.
He doesn't watch movies. And I'll be like, have you watched this movie? He'll be like, no.
Yeah.
I haven't either. I don't watch movies either, really, to be honest with you.
He has a list of like 200 movies that we have to watch.
So many movies he needs to watch. Jack, what's up? There's like so many movies that you need to watch. Like, we have to finish the Marvel movies. We have to watch. Like, there's just so much.
Yeah, but I like action, comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, comedy. Ones. We like those.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ken's, are you streaming tomorrow?
Yeah,
yes.
I love Pixar.
All right, so.
I'm planning on streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure about what yet, but I'm sure it'll be something.
So you can actually pick up the Lego build from where I left off if you wanted to from that home.
Okay. Well, hopefully you will be home and we'll be able to do that. Yeah. That's what I've got coming up.
I wanted to say one more thing. We actually finally watched the movie. What's the movie? The animated movie. Oh my goodness. It's escaping my Luca, yes.
We have to watch that.
It was cute. It was cute. It's a little slow in spots, but it was cute.
So. I've heard good stuff. Our friend cried the whole time.
Abby cried, but like, you know Abby.
Oh, yeah.
Our friend Michael texted us and was like, I just watched Luca. I sobbed the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. We got to watch it now.
I know. It makes you want to just go right out there and watch it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. We've watched a few Pixar movies recently. We watched Coco at Kristen's.
Yeah.
And then
I love Coco. Do you guys like Coco?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah.
I love Coco. We started Ratatouille.
Tracy's a fan of Coco.
I like Coco.
Yeah. And then I like
Ratatouille.
We watched Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm.
A few times. We watched it like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big Pixar fan.
I love the Pixar.
Pixar
movies.
is his thing. Like, I love all of Disney, but like he loves Pixar.
I'll tell you what, the animation from that Luca was just amazing.
I've
they
heard.
would like, yeah, you
Amazing.
have to see it.
I say the animation from Incredibles 2 was like revolutionary. You could see every single like hair on their head
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Incredibles 2. Like that was crazy.
crazy. Crazy is right. It's amazing what they can do. So
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tim wants to know if you are going to book club, Dad.
Yeah, I put it in there.
Okay.
Tim, if I'm not working, yes, but right now it doesn't look so good,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh yeah, Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett, those are on the list.
Matt hasn't watched any of The Godfather,
I have not.
which I'm pretty sure my dad wants to like force him to sit down and watch because that's what he did to me. I had plans one Sunday, and my dad was like, "You're watching The Godfather," and then all of my
making an offer.
Did you get
can't
to-
refuse.
6-hour movie.
did you get traumatized watching it?
No, I liked The Godfather. It's just so long. That was the problem.
Oh my.
I was like sitting there for like 6 hours watching this movie because we kept pausing it and doing other things. Like we'd get like half an hour in, and then we'd have to go do something.
Mhm.
And we'd to get
Jack.
back to watching it.
Yeah, I tried to watch it as when I was younger, but again, I was probably very young.
It's
It was
slow.
traumatizing to me. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like I just thought all the killing and stuff. It was
Yeah,
just
no, it
a little
is.
much. My family, like my mother was Italian, God bless her. So
Yeah.
she, my uncle, my grandparents, all Italian. They loved it just because of all the feelings of like, oh yeah, I could relate to this, or
Yeah,
just
the Italian culture behind it.
yes. But aside from that, woo.
It's one of those movies where like we would have to sit there and explain everything that's going on because they don't give enough context. Things just kind of happen, and you just got to be like, okay, I guess that's the thing. But yeah, so
Is that an actual quote? Leave the gun and take the cannoli.
Absolutely.
Oh my! I love that.
Is it? Is that a line from the movie?
Yeah. See, what happens is Don Corleone was shot.
we should watch all of the Godfather movies and do nerd
Don
talk.
Corleone was shot, and his driver had called in sick that day. So they assumed that the driver was in on it, or even if he was, they just decided the driver was in on it. And the Godfather's one of his original lieutenants or captains. They pretty much decided to whack the driver. So they take him out in the middle of the fields, and when they shoot him, his capo pretty much says, "Leave the gun, take the cannolis, leave the gun," because they went out and bought cannolis from a bakery, an Italian bakery. So yeah, it's good. There's a lot of one-liners. We're going to the mattresses, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of good one-liners.
Horse head on Matt's bed coming soon.
Yeah, see, that's that's not my thing.
It's not my favorite. I didn't like the horse head thing.
That was a message. That's pretty much what it is. The horse head thing in the bed. It was all about the message saying, if you don't do what we want you to, we can take any of your prized possessions, and this is what we can do to it.
This is not about the Godfather. This is
okay.
It's Garrett's fault. Garrett brought it up.
Garrett, you should watch The Godfather. Maybe Dad and I should do that, just the two of us, so we don't have to put Ange through that.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Again.
I have enough going on in my life, and I don't need that on top of it. Thinking about that, worrying about that poor guy out in the field, somebody shooting him just because he didn't show up to work one day,
Yeah, no, it's messed up. It is pretty messed up.
We're talking about The Godfather. Jeff's like, what are you talking about?
Does Jeff like The Godfather?
Do you like The Godfather, Jeff?
I've never watched it.
He's never watched it.
Same.
See? Wee.
Oh, Tim has a great idea. You guys should start a bloodless movie review.
Yes, I like that.
Watch movies that have nothing to do.
Yeah,
with
we'll
murder
review
and violence.
movies like Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey and stuff like that.
All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Obviously, like this wasn't the best. I don't feel like the stream was amazing. But
fine.
I had fun talking about it.
Yeah, me too.
My first time being on Nerd Talk.
That is true.
It's okay. It's okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4:30 on my channel. Make sure you have notifications on for all of my friends. Desire Dream, Dad. There are so many people out there. Russ, Monarch Moments, Myers and the Mouse.
And always remember,
Be a nice human. Yes.
be a nice human.
Or
See?
smile.
That's
Remember
my
to smile.
That's my shirt. That's why I don't like The Godfather.
Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for being. I'm not bringing him back in if he keeps making that face. He's like,
It just goes right there.
whatever. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Did you have
Have a
fun?
good day. Oh, that's the other hand. You wave by with this hand.
You wave by with this one, yes.
Why?
That's a rule. That's
I
a
don't
rule
know.
on Chris's streams.
That's a rule on Chris's stream.
You have to
It's a
wave
joke.
goodbye with this hand. Yep.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.